Alright, today we're going to be installing this raxiom sequential taillight kit. It's the plug-in variety, so it should be pretty simple. Okay, this is everything that came in the kit. Instructions, of course. These little fasteners on this plastic piece here can be kind of a pain to pull out. So the trick I use is I take two flathead screwdrivers and I stick them behind it to get it loose enough so to pull it out a little bit. Then I take a small wrench and dig it behind it and then use that to pry it all the way out. You've got 4 of those to pluck from this one plastic thing. And once you have them all out, that piece comes right off. Just set it aside in the trunk. There you go. And you can remove this whole thing. Just easier said than done. Alright, there's 4 bolts that you need to remove. The instructions say to use a 10mm deep socket. I don't have one of those. I have a 7/16 that's just as good. This is the first one that you'll pull off. And then there's one up here, there's one up here, and then there's one hiding way back in there. If you can see it. Way back in there. Let's see if I can point at it for you. It's right in there. Okay, to get this screw back, or this bolt back at the corner here, I just pulled this down. You push down on this panel and it pulls out of the way, and it gives you a lot better access to that screw back there, if you can see it. This guy hiding in the corner back here. Arms blocking the light, this guy right here. So there you go. So that's all there is to it. Now we'll just pull the taillight off, but make sure you grab like a microfiber towel or a cloth of some kind to protect your paint on the bumper as you pull it off. Alright, so we're ready to take the taillight out. We've got all 4 of those nuts removed. We're just going to slide them out. Okay. Alright, now we just unplug this harness. Unplug the harness and remove the whole taillight assembly. Alright, now we're going to take this whole kit apart, everything that's on the back of this, take all the light bulbs out and transfer the bulbs over to the new kit. So one thing I don't like about this kit from Raxiom is that the wires aren't covered in any type of electrical tape, or even, you know, this scrunchy hose stuff that comes with the factory one. So I'm going to throw some of that on there just because, why not? I see what I mean. Does that look a little bit better? It's going to be hidden behind a panel, so you don't have to do it, but it's my Bullitt. What do you want me to do? These all just come out with a quarter turn, so give them a little quarter turn and you'll see they pop right out. So then pull the bulb out of there and stick it in the new kit. I should say too that I'm wearing gloves to keep my skin and sweat and everything from contaminating the bulb. That's that bulb. I'll transfer this one. This is the reverse light bulb. I'll transfer this one over to this reverse light bulb, the one that's kind of all by itself in the kit. There you go. Alright, now we need to figure out which way this Christmas light blinky sequence goes. So we're going to plug this kit in to the harness, but not actually wire it into the bulbs yet, because we don't know which bulb's going to fire first. See that? Man, it's happening quick. This one's first, so he's going to go in there. This one's second, and this one's last. But we'll make sure before we call it. Alright, it's working. If you're like me, you're not going to like the way the wiring is in the light itself, and you're going to grab some zip ties and tie them up. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't even give you any way to kind of secure some of the pieces of the wiring in the back. I'll show you what I mean in a second. You see this thing here, it's some kind of a relay, but it's just supposed to sit in your lamp loose like this and rattle around. I think that's a terrible idea, so I'm going to zip tie it up and strap it in as well as I can to the bulbs that are in here now. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done zipping it up. Alright then, another anal retentive video from me. This isn't going to rattle around anymore. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zip ties in there, and this guy's going to line up nicely in the opening, so I think we got it figured out. Okay, now you see I've pushed that through for the last time, and I pushed that into the clip until it clicked. And the taillight is installed. We just have to stick in the 4 bolts and make sure that everything is still working. Looks like it's working. They are a little fast though. I'm thinking I'm going to end up ponying up for the relay that slows it down. Alright, reverse is working too. Alright, now we just reinstalled all these nuts on these bolts here, and we're done with this side. Alright, so on this side, let's do the same thing. Unplug the harness, and then tuck this taillight assembly in. There it goes. So that tucks in, and then you can take the taillight out. And there's your taillight. There we go. Slide the taillight back into place. Alright, we've got all the bolts back in and torqued down, so all that's left to do is test it one last time and put it back together again. Alright, it looks to be working. Reverse light's working.